All the times that you rain on my parade.
Yo! Happy New Year, everybody! 2017 already. What the hell? Although I am filming this on New Year's Eve. But anyway, hope everyone has such a good year this year, and I hope everybody has had a really good Christmas. This video is going to be quite short and sweet, and I just feel it's a topic that is very relevant for this weekend, and I hope a lot of people can relate to it, and maybe it might inspire some of you to actually stop partaking in the diet that you were just about to do. So the topic is the Last Supper mentality, and I know you're thinking, what the bloody hell is the Last Supper mentality? The Last Supper mentality is a term used for, and also it could be described as a symptom actually, of a chronic dieter. Somebody that has dieted lots of times in the past and almost knows what's coming next. So knows with a diet comes deprivation. They know how bad they're going to feel on that diet. They know how much they're going to miss the foods that they love. So what happens is, there's two scenarios. So the first scenario I'm going to give you is somebody who's starting a new diet tomorrow. So you're pumped to start this new diet Monday morning. Motivation is so high. You've more than likely indulged a lot over Christmas because you've let yourself go, and especially over the weekend you have really gone for it. So usually Sunday afternoon, or sometimes it can be the whole weekend, before people start a diet, they just eat like a lunatic. They go crazy on food. It's basically a huge binge that a lot of people partake in because they know that the deprivation is just around the corner. They don't know when they're going to get to eat their favourite foods, or these naughty foods. They don't know when they're going to get to eat them next, so they just eat them like a lunatic, like I said. And then the second scenario, sorry, I've just done my nails in between that. The second scenario is cheat meals. The infamous cheat meals, basically a glorified term for binging. I don't care what anybody says. And what happens with cheat meals, whether or not your coach has permitted you to have that cheat meal or you've permitted yourself to have that cheat meal, you will go ham on that meal. You get the greasiest burger on the menu, you'll get the highest calorie dessert, and it's all because you can quickly get as much food in as possible. Quite often you don't taste the food, you don't know when you're satisfied, you don't know when you're even starting to feel a bit sick, and people, especially on social media, people laugh and joke at how crap they feel after a cheat meal, but it's almost okay because the diet starts tomorrow. The hard work resumes tomorrow. I mean, I've been guilty of that. I've been guilty of both situations. I know too well what the feeling of starting a new diet feels like, and the weekend before, quite often coaches that I've worked with have actually permitted that behaviour as well, which is really scary. So they'll say, the hard work starts on Monday, so really enjoy yourself this weekend. So it's already in your brain saying, okay, diet is a miserable hard work time and non-diet is an enjoyable time. So it's already in your brain, you've got this feeling of restriction and deprivation. So with the cheat meals, that happens. So with both situations, with the you're just about to start a new diet, or you're midway through a diet and you've been able to have a cheat meal, both situations you usually feel crap afterwards. You feel guilty, you feel sick, you wonder what the hell's just gone on. Quite often, like I say, you've not even tasted the food and it was a bit of a blur. But at the same time, the motivation to diet is very, very high. So it's this almost this ecstatic feeling of, I just can't wait to get going on the diet now, nothing's going to stop me this time, I'm definitely not going to fall off track. So it's kind of a mixture of feelings. The diet carries on, or the diet starts, depending on which situation we're talking about, and either that cheat meal is given again, or your body and your brain actually just can't handle the restriction and you end up on a binge. That cycle can quickly come out of control for some people, and it is not a lack of willpower, so do not want people to blame themselves for the way that they feel when they're on a diet, because this is physiological. This is your brain and your body signalling to you they don't want any more restriction. So the binge will happen. Again, you'll feel shit. You'll throw foods down your neck that you didn't even know you liked. You're just trying to get as much in. And again, then the motivation again is high. Some people call it the feast and fast. The feast and fast symptom. So you eat as much as you can, and then the next day you feel bad, so you then fast for as long as possible. The periods of binging and fasting become shorter and shorter for some people. And you know, I know girls that binge at night time, fast throughout the day, or at least eat very, very healthy and low calorie. So they have a very low calorie breakfast, lunch, and they'll think, I've done really well today. It'll start getting into the afternoon, evening, and they binge again, and that is when it becomes out of control. Some people are thinking, that is so far-fetched, that is not going to happen to me, I'm so much more in control. Do not underestimate the power of restriction on your brain. Even if you don't get to a place where the binge cycles are occurring, you're still mentally thinking about those foods. I know that symptom all too well as well. So I used to remember being in the office, and when it was people's birthdays, and that was quite common because we had a big office, there was a lot of people, so it was somebody's birthday at least once a week, and everybody would go into the kitchen to get the food, and I would kind of hold back thinking, I can do this, I don't need that food. Quite often my stubbornness would win, but that food would constantly be on my brain. I'd constantly be looking at people enjoying the foods that they were eating, and I just used to, even though my willpower had won, it was the mental, I couldn't focus on anything. So the way to stop, I don't know why I'm using all my hands, the way to stop this feeling of restriction and the potential symptom of binging or the last supper mentality is just to completely remove the restriction. I know for a lot of people that is daunting. I know a lot of people will be feeling shit after the Christmas period, but I promise, putting a restriction in place, putting a diet in place, lowering your calories, reducing food groups or taking food groups away is not going to do you any good at all. Physically and mentally, it's not going to do you any good. So please, please, please do yourself a favour and don't do it. Why not make a goal this year to start to eat naturally again? I don't mean natural foods, I mean what nature intended for us to eat when we're hungry, eat what we are craving at the time, and then stop eating when you're full and when you're satisfied. I know it sounds very simple, and I know it would be a hard journey for some people, but I've said before, like, the feeling of relief that you feel from walking away from years of dieting and moving into this is just amazing, and it is something that you will never ever regret. I'm going to leave you with that now. It got a bit deep, I didn't want it to get deep. I just feel it's really relevant right now because I know there's going to be so many people that are going to be starting these diets. And can I just add, only 2% of dieters lose weight and keep the weight off after 1 year. So think about that, and you know, think about if it's torture or restriction you want to put on yourself for however long you've set for a result that will actually be very shortly lived. I better go and get ready for our meal tonight, so I hope everybody has a really good New Year's Eve, and I will see you soon. Bye!
That I'm still holding on to something, you should go and love yourself.